Hello everyone, myself Ramesh. So today in this session we are going to discuss about the Linux file permissions. So we'll see how to work on file permissions. So when you do ls-l command, it is for long listing. You can see the permissions here. So these are all the permissions. The first character represents the type of the file. So D stands for directory. So the hyphen represents a regular file. Okay, so remaining these, there are 9 characters are there. So these 9 characters will represent the file permissions. The first 3 characters represent the file permission for the user. So who is the user is? So here you can find it, the user. And next 3 characters, if you see, read, write, execute. So these are the permissions for group. So group you can see in 4th column in your server. So if any user connected to the server, if he is not this user, and if he is not belongs to your group, then he will belongs to the others category. This is others permissions. Now we will see using chmod command. So we use the command called chmod, change mode, to modify the file permission. So now we will see, and then we will work. I have few files here created for testing purpose. So now we will see. So here if you see, here I have full permissions to this file. Here we don't have all permissions. So now we will see. Suppose now I want to add permissions to this file. So the maximum permissions we can give is 777. That means this will be accessible for everyone. Okay, you see it now. Test 1. This is the file permission we are given 777. So here it is, full permissions, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. So now we will see what is the 7. So the first 7 will stand is for user, read, write, execute. The next 7 will represent the permissions for group. The third digit will represent the permissions for others. This is the one. So here also you can see. So the third column is user column and fourth column is group column. Now we will see what is the 7. So suppose if I want to make different combination permissions like this, how to do it? So here you can see, so this method we call it as absolute permission. In this absolute permission we have read as 4, that is 2 power 2, and write permission is 2 power 1, that is 2. So execute will represent 2 power 0, that is 1. You can make use of this combination, and then you can set your own permissions for your files as per requirement. Suppose now if I have full permissions for user, how much I need? I need read, write, and then execute. That is 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is 7. Suppose now if I don't want write, you can make that field as 0. So that time 4 plus 1 will become 5. So instead of 7 you can give 5. So group is not having write access. So here also if you see, so we are not keeping 2 for others. So now that means it is 4 plus 1 is 5. So now group and others are not having the write access. So remaining read and execute, they have it. Let me try this 755. What will happen? Chmod 755 and then your file. So let me see ls-l and then see now you could able to see the similar permissions. So here now we just made it 0. 0 means it is just hyphen. Okay, there is no permission. So we got the same permissions here: read, write, execute, read hyphen execute, read hyphen execute. So So here we have not given the right permissions. Now we will see other requirements, how to do it. So why do I need a read permission? We'll start from here and then see. So this is the user permissions. I logged in as the same user, so this permission is belongs to me. Okay, let me modify one by one and then see it. So why do we need read permission? So suppose now I want to view the content of the file. That time you can use like this. Suppose if I don't have read access to this file, let me remove the read permission. So instead of 7, I'll give only 3, 5, 5. Now we'll see what will happen after this. I don't have the read permission now. So 3 means here it is 1 plus 2. Write and execute. Now let me try to open the file. I cannot open the file because I don't have the read access. Suppose now let me try in VI editor. Here also I am getting permission denied because I cannot read the content of the file. Let me try to execute. So if you see it here, I have the execute permission. Let me try to execute and see. It is saying the permission is denied. So how this program can be executed? I have to, the program has to, while executing, it has to read each and every line. Line by line it will be reading and then it will be executing. So during that time, it tries to, when you execute also, it tries to read your file before executing. So that is the reason you are getting permission denied. So read access is must. You want to execute, so read access. Along with execute, you need read access. You want to modify the file, along with read access, you need read access. Let me add the permission now. You can do it. Now I have the read write execute. Okay. I'm able to do this. So this is the absolute permission. Whenever you are specifying these permissions here, you have to specify the permissions for user, for group, as well as for others. So you have to specify for mandatory. You have to specifically tell what permissions you need for user, what permissions you need for group, what permissions you need for others. So this is the one method. So method 2 is relative method. So in this relative method, in order to specify permissions for user, group, and others, you just need to specify if you want what permissions user need. You just tell only those permissions only. Suppose you want only to modify the group permission, you just modify. In this case, even if you are willing or not willing, you have to give the permissions for everyone. Suppose I want to remove the change some modification here, but still you need to forcefully give this. Now we will see how to use this in this method. chmod, and then to add any permissions we use, for user we use U, for group we use G, for others we use O, and yes for all. So suppose you want to apply same permissions for user, group, and others, instead of using it 3 separately, you can use A only. So we use plus symbol here for granting the permission. So minus symbol we use for removing the access or permission. Now we will see how to use this. Let me take my file. So now here I want to suppose add some permission here, write access. How can we do that? chmod, I want to add permission for group, plus I need to add write. So that is W. Let me give the file name. Let's see now. Write permission is added. So here I just specified only the permissions required for group. So other permissions will not change in this case because we are not touching these other permissions. So similarly, we have, I want to remove execute permission, suppose, for group and others, both at a time. I'm removing execute permissions for group and others. So minus means removing the access. See now, I don't have execute permissions now for group and others. So this is how it works. Suppose now, if I want to use like this also, I can use A for all. All means user, group and others. Adding execute permission. Okay, now you can see all are having execute permission. So this is how this method will work. So plus we use it for adding. For group means G, others means like this, U for user. Okay, you can also test with U for user, A for all. So this is the notation. So like this you can apply. Hope you are clear with the changing permissions for files. So now this is the shell script. Suppose now we already discussed. So why do we need read permission? Why do we need write permission? Why do we need execute permissions? You are clear with the files. Now I want to test the same thing on the directories. So directories are these two directories. Suppose now I will be going inside this directory and see. Here the directory permissions are for me is I am the user now. I am having read, write, execute. Okay, so I have the write access to this directory. I have the read access to this directory and also execute permission to this. So that's why I'm able to go inside this. So because I have here write permission, I can able to create the files, new files. See, I'm able to create the new files now. Earlier it was no file. Now here I could see two files I created. So it is allowing me to create because of write permission is there. Let me remove that write permission and then we will try. For user, I'm removing the write permission to this directory. Let me create one more file now. File 3. This same permission denied. The reason is we don't have the write permission to the user now. So that is the reason. If I grant the permission, then I can do it. Suppose creating is fine. So what about the removing the file? Let me try removing one file. See, removing also not working. Even I have the write permission to the file, but I don't have the permission to the directory, write access. That's why it is not allowing me to remove also. But what is this permission means? If you want, you can update your file. So that is the file permission. So we have write permission. Okay. I can do it. I can update the file and then I can save it. Let me open the file. Yes, data is there. I'm able to edit if you have write access. But if you don't have write access to the directory, you cannot create the new file, you cannot remove the existing file. Hope you are clear with the importance of write permission. So now let me add write permission back so that I can create new files and I can delete my existing files as well. So next we will see. Next we will see why do we need read access to this directory. So let me remove now so that we can plan. We can You see it now, we don't have read permission to this directory. So if you don't have read permission, so we'll see what and all we cannot do it. So let me try to do it. cd command is working, okay, but I'm not able to list the files inside the directory. Before I was able to do when I have read directory. So this is the important thing. We need also read access is must. Let me clear my screen. Then why do we need execute? Execute also will test it by removing chmod. So that is user hyphen execute and then your file name minus we are giving to remove the permission. So now here execute permission is gone, removed for user. Now let me try to go inside the directory. It's not even allowing us to go inside that when you don't have execute permission. So these are the important permissions we need for the directory. Hope you are clear now. So at least we should have read and execute to go and see the content and files inside that. If you don't have this, you cannot enter into the directory also. Now we will see the other types of files. Now as of now we have seen how to work on regular files and as well as directories. Now I have one link here, link files. So you can see it here, you can recognize. So there is, so for normal files it is only one number here. So if it is a link means you can see it. Okay. So I created using ln command this link. So now this is the hard link. Let me show you the inode numbers for these files. Inode number is same because it is the hard link. What will happen in this case? So if I change permissions for one file, it is having now 775. Let me try to change permissions for one file. I am putting to suppose 755 here. Okay. Let me see now. So I updated to test1.sh. But if you see, the same is updated to other file also. The reason is we have same inode number. So whenever you have the same inode number, if you apply for anything for one file, okay, these attributes, they are the attributes. If you modify any attribute means automatically other attributes also will automatically update. So like this, I updated permissions for one file. Other file permissions also automatically updated. So let me try now. chmod 777 and one file I am giving full permission. So let me do. Now you could see for other file also the permission is updated. So this is how it works in case of hard links. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.